show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. Show you the true light. You like me, feel alright. Make me feel we are always shining. We are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining
You know who it is. Come around again. You wanna dose of this right now? It's KDA. I'm a goddess with a blaze. 소리처럼 내 이름 잊지 못하게 loud 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 loud. I could take you to the top. 절대 멈추지 못해. 내가 끝내주는 bad girl girl girl. And when I start to talk that oh you know how to react. I'm a picture perfect face with the wild in my veins. You can hear it in my glow 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 glow. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. 다 할 수 없는 baby.
good. I'm really good.
Hello and welcome to day two of the quarterfinal stage. Today we have Spiritus going up against Frozen Matrix. Now for the casting side, I am here today. My name is Noman Semikhan, known by the Nomanizer, and I'm joined today by Mukarram Javed. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So let's discuss the teams here. For Spiritus, we have first off Triple X Nuketown Triple X in the top lane. We have Tempest Cruel in the jungle. And then we have Kangistan, who's going to be replacing Asen in the mid lane, who is not available due to some
I
private
think
issues.
I think Dagestan is the top line and move down is mid.
Well, I guess we're
I'm
going
still
to.
not sure because
Yeah, probably going to be a sub. Well, for in the bot lane, we have Cannibal OO going along with Senpai Drovex as his support. For the Frozen Matrix side, we will have Manny, who's known as What Do I Dunk in the top lane, Mr. Lich in the jungle, Judgment Cut in the mid lane, with Frankie and JZXT in the bot lane. First ban coming through from the blue side is going to be the Caitlyn, while the red side locks in the Corki ban. And it is going to be the Morgana coming in from the side of Spiritus.
yeah, it's working. Just give me a sec. I have to finish this thing. Just a sec.
Yep, no worries.
And you can handle it, right?
And the Mordekaiser ban is going to come out from the side of Frozen Matrix here. Let's see what's the last ban going to be from the side of Spiritus.
It's just business.
And it is going to be the Sivir. Oof.
Okay, so about the picks, I do think that they should have been Ezreal because Frankenstein have been playing Ezreal a lot in these matches.
Definitely, and I have seen his Caitlyn, so I can definitely say that is
Yeah,
one of
Caitlyn is an
them.
engaged ban, but I'm still not sure about the Silver. But we'll see. They know better.
Final Hecarim ban coming up from the side of Frozen Matrix, giving some respect to the jungler of Spiritus. Let's see what the first pick is going to be from the side of
Yeah,
blue team.
Sahir, the Tempest cool guy, is very good on Hacker.
Uh,
I do think that they're gonna go Sona and Derek bot lane. I'm still not sure if that will work out because they have been practicing a lot on that comp.
I see. And Frozen Matrix is going to be prepared for that Sonatoric lane. They are going to pick the Lucian Braum, who are two of the most aggressive laners in the early game. So I do believe they are already prepared if they do decide to go for the Sonatoric pick. Let's see what they are going to lock in though.
So, what are your thoughts on this matchups? Like, what do you think? Who is gonna win?
Well, I do
Thing
think
or
Spiritus did definitely have the edge when they had Asset on the team. However, now that Tankistan has joined, along with Triple X Newtown, who might be going mid instead, there might be a slight discrepancy. They might actually have some kind of issues with the team fights, with the communication. So I do believe the edge is over now to the side of Frozen Matrix. But hopefully, Spiritus is going to prove me wrong. They are going to improve and perform well in the team fights and actually come out with a win. So it is going to be an interesting match either way.
Mr. Lich on Kane is very dangerous.
Ooh. Especially Lich's Kane. Lich is known to play these kind of champions really well. He
Yeah,
utilizes
he
the bot perfectly.
mm, bot lane having Jinx on them, it is just going to be a horrible game for Jinx if Lich manages to get a kill or two.
Definitely. We are on to the phase 2 of the ban phase here. Let's see what Frozen Matrix has up their sleeves to ban for the side of Spiritus. And it is going to be the Oriana ban. Interesting.
Ariana taken away from Lockdown. He's pretty good on that. Jags. So they do have to replace Pakistan because Essen had some real life problems with him.
Actually, the interesting thing is though that Spiritus still haven't banned the legendary Darius of Manny, so maybe we'll get to see that champion in this
There's
game.
still one ban left, so I think he'll do it. Or maybe they are just disrespecting because Tenkisan is Darius Mentor, and maybe he has figured out how to play against Darius.
Exactly.
We will
Let's
see. Maybe they want. It's their pick first. Tenkisan can go Darius first.
let's hope I didn't jinx it, and they do actually go Darius, and Darius will be really interesting in these team fight matchups.
Yeah.
10 seconds of wait, we're going to see if it happens. And it is going to be the set ban coming up, so no Darius ban just yet.
Yeah.
JZXT still has the pick, he
JZXT
can pick
says
the Darius for Manny. Let's see if he's going to go for it.
if they're pretty confident about it, they will go for it. But maybe they have better picks in their backs.
Oh, and it is going to
Okay,
be.
Ultranta. So they are going to pick
Oh,
Earlier
they're
for
really
KT.
locked in. So that can be a flexibility. It can go either top lane or the mid lane. So we don't know just yet if the Darius is going to be in play.
Darius
However,
is
now
going to pick by
Spiritus is going
Tankistan.
to hover. Spiritus is hovering the Darius. Are they going to pick it?
And the
And
lockdown.
yes, the Darius is locked in for the side of
It
Spiritus.
was
Now
such an obvious pick for either of them. I do think that many let them pick Darius so he can counter him. I'm not sure what they're trying to pull off here, but let's hope Tankistan can show what he has been doing for the past couple of years on Darius.
definitely, let's see what man he has up his sleeve when he has given the Darius over to one
We
of the
are
best
locked
Darius
down.
players.
We get
Oh,
locked out from there.
make it the Aatrox.
Getting flank again, Darius is pretty horrible.
Renekton is going
But
to
I think
actually
it
be a
could be a
really
good
big
pick.
matchup, but
He's
no,
just
Vlad is better than
hovering over
Super.
different champions. I'm still not sure what he's gonna play.
Vlad is going to be so boring into Darius. Please.
Really?
Honestly, oh,
Oh,
Fiora.
Fiora has been a lockdown
That,
against
that
Darius.
is a really ballsy play there from Manny. Now, he is going to have to utilize it really
He's
well.
either very confident or he's either like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna just break him.
Definitely going to be a really interesting match in the top
Honey?
lane.
Okay. The one gives me a bet. I'll be back
Yeah.
when the game starts, okay? I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, we can go to the post screen. We'll be back like when the game starts.
Grand and glorious, living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry it took so long.
No problem. We have hit the rift. Two of the best teams in Pakistan are going to be facing off in this quarterfinal match. Both teams are going to see if they can try and get an invade on both sides of the jungle.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I would love to see. Like I've seen him a lot of times playing Jinx, and I do. It's just one of the mains. And about Frankie, I haven't seen Lucian on him that much, but I still think he can figure this out.
Hmm.
About the mid matchup, this is going to be fun. Newton versus Daisy. Both are very good.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And there's a gank on top already, which I think Pakistan will almost pull it off, but
I think we'll have to coordinate our times, I think, a bit. So,
yeah, I do think that. Oh, what is this?
hang on.
No, uh,
Yeah, I'll tell you.
screen share to बहुत पीछे है.
हाँ उसी पे आ जाओ. That's the screen.
Okay, so the stream is on screen share?
Yeah.
Way ahead then. Yeah, this is the kill that I was talking about.
Oh yeah, Fiora getting the first blood on the Darius here. She was really low, but she managed to survive with the help of the healing. She did triumph.
Stream is like very laggy. Yeah, the screen share.
A summoner has
Oh, it's really blurry. So still minute region be changed here.
That's better. Thank
Better
you.
now. Yeah. So the game has been paused. Mr. Lich seems to have had a disconnectivity issue.
Still, Lich has disconnected, so we will be
So,
waiting for that.
so let's have a quick recap. That Kane managed to gank the Darius. The Darius did manage to use both of his summoner spells, Flash and the Ignite. He is now going to go back to lane while Kira is going to back after getting that first blood. I believe she's going to return with, I believe, a long sword. She is going to try and go for either
I'm
the
still
black.
not sure why Darius went in for 2v1 where he could just go away from that. He waited for his flash.
Mm-hmm. I believe that's just
Walk.
all top lane mains that think that he can easily do a 2v1, so can't really blame him. Mr. Litz, I believe, has
Yeah, but
returned.
at this time, like at this level of play, you don't have to do that kind of mistake because you will get punished by it, especially when it's Mr. Lich
Exactly.
and
Lich
Many.
is known to be a really good early game jungler. He knows when to
Yeah,
come.
that is what I was saying. Like if you burn flash on minute two, obviously he's going to camp you because he knows you're not you're out of flash and you can you're vulnerable. So all Lich has to do is camp top and make you go rage. Also, I know about that person. He deals a lot after one or two ganks continuously on his lane. He uh, that's what kind of player he is. But let's just hope that he can come out of this.
Definitely. And the worst part is that the top lane and the jungle from the side of Frozen Matrix still haven't used their own summoners, so they can still do a continuous gank if the Darius does decide to push in further, which he's going to do after the Fiora does her back. So let's hope Tankistan keeps his cool. He tries to maintain the wave as much as he can. And he
Game
tries to
might be
apply pressure without needing that much. Hope.
restarting the game. Okay, there it
Yep.
is. So about Frankie's Lucian, I haven't seen him playing that aggressive on any champion. Like I have seen him playing passively, but I haven't seen him playing on an aggressive champion. With Braum
Frankie
and
has been
Lucian,
known to play a bit passively for this game. He is not really an ADC main. He
yeah,
knows really well to how the
he
other
has been he has mains. Like in start, I knew him as a support main, and then I knew him as a mid lane main, and now he's out of nowhere playing AD carry for his team.
Yep.
And there's a fight going on in the middle. Great stun landing from
Trying to
Senpai
go
Dorlick.
in, you can understand only the turret with the help of
There is
aggressive,
a
and
kill from
Rexa is going to
Cannibal.
try and go in, the Frank is going to flash, but Jinx is going to get the kill on.
There was a very good flash from Tempest Girl onto Braum.
Yep.
Earlier engaging on that was a great engage from Jersey.
Comes in, Ignite, and Nuketown is going to get down. The Aurelia gets the kill with the Ignite and a flash.
The score stream is lagging a lot. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
For me, it is. Is it lagging for you too?
Yeah, but it's still like really, really blurry.
Menki is just what do you say? BMing Kazakhstan. Okay, this is still better. So we do see that on top lane. He has pushed the wave into the enemy's turret. You know, despite the gank on top lane, Kazakhstan is still not far behind in farm.
Yep,
We're waiting for him in the bush.
Trying to bait out the Fiora while Tempest Pool is waiting in the bush
Devon,
here.
can you speak a bit louder?
Yeah.
I think it's me, or maybe you're speaking too low.
Yeah. So Rexa is going to go in. Fiora uses a W, but she misses. Fiora decides to flash in. She's going to get knocked up. She's going to get chased, but she is going to go back into her turret safely. She
And
does use
Fiora
the
gets
flash.
back with only flash down. Every lane is like right now. We just have to see which one makes the
Is it
best
all like
out of it.
pixelated for you?
Sorry?
Is it like completely pixelated for you, the stream?
Yeah, it is for me, but I have the spectating mode right, and there's not much of a delay, so I'm fine with that.
Lucky. It's going to lag for me.
It's okay. I'm casting according to this goal.
Yeah, I'll just make out what it is with the 2 pixels that I can see on the screen. So right now I can see them doing the blue buff, the pain, so we're all good. Can continue with this.
Yeah, keep it a rush it working. Okay, better than before. And it's pixelated again. Anyway, let's just a 4-man.
Oh, and the turret goes for the flash E on. Wait, I can't see.
Braum
It's
doesn't
the
have
Braum,
any
yeah.
flash and still they get out of it. Nice disengage from the metric. It's okay, I'll tell you what happened and we can make a conclusion on that. So basically they had a 4-man dive on bot and somehow Braum managed to get away from it.
That was a really good E-stun from Tag, but coming in a bit too early, so the Rexa couldn't follow up properly with his walk up.
Rexa came a bit too early. Vigor was too far behind for his E to land on the...
Not
so
the kind
about the goal difference, there's not much difference in that. Like they are just 100 goal behind from Spiritus.
Indeed, and that last gank, as you were describing, it sounded like there was a big miscommunication issue. However, that should not have been the case, since the top lane is Tankistan. The four people that have been
At
playing,
this point of the game, yeah, like
yeah,
they can
you're
just
in the
punish you for your
quarterfinals.
mistake. If they even
Exactly,
had aim with them, they could turn this around because they missed everything they had on them.
definitely. Is going to
And
try and
there
land
is
a hit
there is
onto the
engaging
Fiora.
on
The Fiora
Fiora
does manage to use her riposte to try and get away.
out of it.
She will do so. But Darius still,
Yeah, that's
uh,
what I was talking about. Darius is still like 10 farm ahead of Aurelia right now. Fiora right now. Aurelia diving on Vega.
ooh, she lands
Oh
the hit,
my
but I
god,
don't think
that
she's going to
outplay
get the kill
from
back. I was going to
Nuketown.
get away, and the turret is going to smack down the Aurelia. Kill going on for the side of Spiritus here.
Or you don't just say that Nuketown is one of the best meta laner right now for no reason.
Okay, is my spectator mode broken, or does Darius still only have a Doran shield in his pocket right now?
Yeah, he still had Doran Shield on
Wow.
his bag. That's what he came back with a phase and close armor, which he gives him, which he refunds, and he buys the potion.
By the refill.
And it's up, and then we are 8 minutes in the game.
Exactly, and things are going to start and getting more interesting now for in the top lanes. Both people have their ults up right now. Fiora is going to try and keep pushing it away with the Tiamat.
And you're this is here, this is two third hits for no reason.
Gang
I'm just
coming
really
in.
going on
The
Fiora.
backside is going to
I
get
think he will
landed.
engage on her. I'm still not sure.
Fiora just, she's
Okay.
going to flash in onto the Fiora here. Darius just managed to land her, and he is going to get the kill onto the Fiora. That was a really good play coming in from the side of Tempest Cruel. Uses a flash to knock up the Fiora at a perfect timing.
This is the second time he has used this last hit for 2 kills. Like he
Exactly,
did the
yeah,
same
and
in the bot, and now he did the same. So basically, he's just waiting for his flash to come back up so he can kill another person again.
definitely.
Derek misses
Ooh,
you.
a great dodge from the E by Frankenstein here.
Yeah, that was a great command. To do the Drake, or is he? Or is he? Hmm. He's roaming around mid. I think he's looking to gank on Nuketown and see if it works for him.
I think both teams in the bot lane trying to land down some poke on the opposition side. Fiora is going to see if she
So
can
Fiora
land.
goes all
She's
in
going
on
to use
Delius.
out on the side. The rest managed to land the E on the
I
Fiora
think
here.
Delius
She's
will
going to ignite on him.
her.
And
Yeah,
he is
he
going
did.
to land the ultimate, and the Fiora is going to die here. That is a kill onto Tankistan here.
That was a
Beating
great
its
skill from
opposition into a
Tankistan.
pulp here.
Even though Fiora was ahead, he still managed to kill her.
Yeah, the Fiora completely misplayed there. She didn't manage to W the E or the ultimate. Every single ability of Darius.
Earlier on the W, or I don't know if she missed the E. That was greatly timely. That was greatly Tankistan though. Yeah, so about the bot lane pick on like Naman, you're a sport man. You know when you're playing Braum, you have to play aggressive, otherwise Braum is not working out, right?
Yeah, definitely. Brom is a really good pick actually going into
Yeah.
the Tarek and the Jing. Tarek counters a lot
Especially
of yeah.
player when an AD carry like Lucian, you have to wait for the basic attacks.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
You need to know when
if you're not gonna take advantage of that, that it is pointless playing Braum with the Braum and Lucian and bot lane.
exactly because
We're 12 minutes in the game and Lucian still has no kill. That is what make it worse.
exactly and the Rek'Sai is going to try and go in onto the
killing
Fiora.
Fiora alone.
All the Fiora misses a riposte again, she's going to try and flash it away, and she is going to actually get away this time. So Manny keeps on misplaying, but the luck is on his side. He still managed to get away. I think that's the second or the third time that he has actually escaped from a gang. So that's pretty good for him. Now back to the side of the bot lane. Of course, yes, as a Braum, you need to be as active as you can, especially when you have an early game champion like Illusion, because at the end of the late game, you have the Taric and the Jinx going up against you. They are going to be really heavy carries when it comes to the late game. You need to try and take advantage of their weakness in the early game
Okay.
as much as possible. Now they are
They're
actually
engaging
going
now.
in.
So
Frankie
they're
is going to
finally
use
getting the
his
last that they're going in.
abilities onto the
So the TP coming out on that line.
Exactly, Nuketown is here now. He's going to try and use the flash. Jinx uses the flash to get the kill onto Judgment Cut here. Frank is going to try and get away. He uses the heal, uses ultimate onto the Rek'Sai. They're going to try and chase it down. Yeah, really uses the stun but misses it onto the Veigar and the Rek'Sai. They are going to back up for now.
So bot lane finally engaged when they were behind, and or you can't
They
engage when they're
did know
already
that
ahead
they
of
had to
you.
win eventually, but then again, they didn't account for the teleports coming in from the side of Spiritus here. Obviously, they had a bit of, again, miscommunication there, and they end up losing the Braum. The Ken is going to secure the Rift Herald for the side of Frozen Matrix here. The Aurelia meanwhile on the bot lane scuttle. And they are going to spot them doing the dragon. They are going to try and chase down the Aurelia here. The stun lands on the Veigar onto the Aurelia. They're going to try and use their abilities. The Aurelia is going to flash away. Let's see if Veigar can follow up. No, he can't. But Aurelia is going to get away with just a sliver of a health. And no, he's actually going to get ulted by the Jinx there. That's really good aiming coming in from the side of Spiritus here. 6 kills ahead, 3 kills ahead actually. And now there's going to be dive on the top side. Tankistan is going to use his ultimate and he gets the kill onto the Fiora. That's really good here. Blitz is going to try and get away. He's going to get bled. He's going to get out and it's going to be a double kill on the side of Spiritus. Tankistan is popping off right now.
That is exactly why you don't give Darius to a Darius main. Like Darius on either side, and they still managed to give it to the Tangistan.
Exactly. They
About
had
the
a perfect
Zin's rocket, I looked at the rocket instantly, like if she had it or not, and then I saw like okay, she had it, she can kill her, and she did what she was good at.
Spiritus actually turning the tides here. Frozen Matrix were supposed to be the favorite since Asen was not present, but they are showing that they do not have an actual weakness. Tankistan is coming up strong for the side of Spiritus here, being on his main and completely destroying the other Darius main, who's playing Pure right now for some reason. I don't know why. He's missing every single one of his Ws. He cannot use it properly. He's getting ganked every single time. He's going to have to use the Summers to get it away. Ends up getting killed in the end. It's just a really big mess up here for the side of Frozen Matrix.
So they have a lead of like 5k gold here at this point. Like at this point, where both teams are like diamonds and stars, and they know what they're doing, this gold lead is huge, and they're going all in earlier.
Aurelia is going to get
They managed to get the
off
kill.
away by the Veigar here. He is really strong right now. He has managed to land up a lot of his stacks, and he's just going to keep getting fed and more fed. Aurelia can't block him with his W. There's no magic resistance on her W anymore, so she is going to be a really squishy target for the Veigar. Now, blue team is going to secure the mid lane tier 1 turret. They are going to try and see if they can get a tier 2. The Veigar tries to land the stun, but managed to fail on the Kane. They are going to get the tier 2 turret as well. They're going to try and push in and maybe try and build
I'm still not sure what Lucian is doing in bot lane. Like he's trying to get the bot turret, or he's just roaming confusingly, like where he should go and stuff like that.
I think there's definitely some kind of miscommunication issues going on here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like they're not sure what they should do at this point because they're like, we lost this game. What should we go next, or should we just play it out to see what happens?
Definitely does seem like the case. The Fiora is going to continue with the split fish antics. The Veigar is going to see if he can manage to do something here. He lands the glacial proc onto the Fiora. Let's see if we can get some poke in. I believe the Pura is going to try and
Oh,
get away,
Vega's
but he's
ult is
still
like 2 seconds away.
use his
So.
flash. Try and get away. She still has a Q. She's going to probably get away here. Meanwhile, Further Mandrak is going to try and focus down the tier 1 turret of the mid lane. I believe they are not going to get it. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, the Aurelia is going to get chased down. She is going to get away for now. Things are back to normal.
Did you notice something? Lich still hasn't changed his form yet, and we're like 18 minutes into the game.
I think due to him ganking.
This is not something that we see more often. Like this is once in a blue time thing.
I believe actually Lich might be actually trying to go for the Shadow Assassin rather than Darkin, even though Darkin is better for team fights. I believe he still has the. He already should have the form available for the Darkin, but
That's what I was saying.
waiting.
We're 18 minutes in the game, and we're like main game. The form should be up right now. You know where to gank, where to easily get the stats from.
Because let's see what he has up his sleeve. Hopefully, it's not a mistake. Right now, Spiritus has full control of the jungle and the river from the bot side. Dragon is going to be up soon. And
Pura is still pushing top lane. DB up. I'm not sure they're even going to think about contesting this trip.
the Vigar has decided to go back. Meanwhile, Spiritus is going to try and get the dragon by themselves. Further Matrix. Frankie lands it all over.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
And the flash comes in from the Darius, but it's not going to result in anything whatsoever. However, they do manage to get the break for themselves, and the Vigar managed to defend the top lane against the Fiora. So overall, not too bad of a loss aside from the flash coming in from the Darius. And Lich has finally completed his form. He is definitely going to go for the Darkin in because obviously they get a choice. The flash comes in from the Rex side here. They're going to try and see if they can chase down the Aurelia here, and they are going to manage to land the kill. The Jinx is going to actually be the one to get the kill. The Kane is going to go inside. Harry is going to try and see what he can do, but obviously it's not going to be enough, and it's going to be a double kill. Tangistan is going to be fighting in the mid lane here. He managed to land the Q onto both teams. He's going to handle the W. He's going to ult. He's going to ult and kill the Lucian here. He's going to land 2 Qs right now. Let's see if he can do anything else here, and he misses the ult. The Fury finally manages, but actually gets the kill in the end. Ultimate, but still managed to kill with the W.
And there's a level 7 show off. Like he missed his R and he still managed to kill Fiora. That's what is broken.
Exactly, that is the ultimate VM. I'm not going to kill you with my ult. I don't care.
I'm not going to kill you with my ult. I'm just going to kill you with my basic. Holy shit, the chat is going crazy.
Really beautifully coming in from the side of Vigar. Aurelia misses her own stun, so they are going to back off for a bit. Now, after this game, I do definitely think that Darius is going to be 100% pick or ban in the next game. There's no possibility that it's not going to be either one.
Okay, so Talha is asking about the Frankie pick. Like, he plays late carry champions like Silver, Ezreal. Caitlyn. He still went for Lucian. Like, I'm not sure why did he do that, because he basically plays Ezreal very good.
What I would suggest that would be the reason that he decided to go for the Lucian and obviously the Braum is because of the first pick Taric coming in from the side of Spiritus. So when you first pick Taric, you obviously have to think maybe the opposition will go Sona. There's obviously that one big chance that they will go for the Sona Taric and then they will end up winning in the late game despite losing in the early game. So he might have tried to go.
What you're suggesting is like they might play the Frozen Matrix into going Sona Taric and then they just went for the Jinx instead.
Exactly. Spiritus had the control over the rock for the whole game. From the first pick Taric, they knew that Frozen Matrix might have tried to go for the Lucian Braum in order to counter that Sona Taric, because if Sona Taric loses early, if they just manage to go even then they're obviously going to dominate in the late game. But if you manage to completely annihilate them in the early game with the Lucian and the Braum, then obviously they're not going to be that much relevant in the late game. So Frozen Matrix thinking that they are going to go for the Sun Taric, which is obviously a really big possibility. They decided to go for the Lucian Braum, putting Frankie on a pick that he was uncomfortable on, and obviously that resulted in Spiritus winning the mind game, and then they just ended up taking the Jinx in order to secure the game. And now Tankisan is going to get another kill onto the Aurelia. Blue team is going to use the Taric ultimate. They're going to try and chase people down. Taric lands the flash E onto the Braum, and it's going to be a double kill coming in from side of the Darius here. They're going to try and chase this. This might actually be the game here. The Raxa managed to land the blade of the Lucian. It's going to be the sun. It's going to miss, but Lucian is still going to go down. I think this is definitely the game here.
Nothing Frozen Matrix out.
Yep. Demolish procs are going strong. They are going to get the tower here. Liger misses the E, but they're going to try and chase down the Fiora. They land the E on the Fiora. It's going to land else. It's going to die. No, she is going to still survive here. They are going to end the game here, and game 1 goes to the side of Spiritus.
It was good when it was just one-on-one. Like they had the stats side, but then just बात पलट गए, जिंदगी पलट गई, दुनिया इधर से उधर होगी. Things like that happen.
They did manage to get the first blood onto the Darius. However, the Darius, as I said, if he had kept his cool, and he definitely did, he managed to net himself some kills into the top lane, as well as the jungle here, getting the double kill while being tower drove. So in the end, it worked out really well for the side of Spiritus. Obviously, they did win the mind game early on, so obviously they did have the slight edge, which we only realized afterwards, since we just found out that Frankie cannot play early game champions. So in the end, Spiritus did win every single thing in that game 1. Damage start coming out strong. The Darius's damage, oof, it is so high compared to this red team, as well as the Jinx dishing out as much damage as she could. Spiritus are looking really strong right now. They might actually manage to annihilate Frozen Matrix game 2 as well. Well, let's see how Frozen Matrix can clap back. We're going to take a small break, then we are going to be back for game 2, so stay tuned in.
Thank you. I'll say goodbye soon. Oh, it's the end of the world. Don't blame yourself now. And if it's true, I will surround you and give life to a world that's our own. Thank you. I'll say goodbye soon. Oh, it's the end of the world. Don't blame yourself now. And if it's true, I will surround you and give life to a world that's our own. I'll say goodbye soon. Oh, it's the end of the world. Don't blame yourself now. And if it's true, surround you and give life to a world that's our own.
Hello and welcome back to Prison Matrix vs Spiritus. We are going to go into game 2 shortly. Mook is going to be AFK for a while, so I'm going to be here alone with you guys. So we are going to go into camp select soon enough. So let's have a quick recap while we are in camp select for now. Last game, Spiritus really managed to win the mind game as well as the actual game over Frozen Matrix here. Tankistan popped off on his Darius. The Rek'Sai coming in was also a really good pick here. And the bot lane with the Taric Flash E's also managed to get net in a lot of the kills. Frozen Matrix was pretty much just beaten on all ends throughout the whole game. Now, let's see if Frozen Matrix can clap back onto Spiritus or if this is going to be a really good 2-0 weekend coming in from Spiritus, who are then going to go into the semifinals. Now, for the ban phase, really interesting ban coming in from the side of Frozen Matrix. They are going to ban out the Tarek, they are going to ban out the Darius, both of whom were really consistent carries on the Spiritus side. No idea why Frozen Matrix is still not going to go for the Darius first pick, even though they are on the blue side. But now they are going to ban out the Corki. Let's see what Spiritus has to ban as the last ban. It is going to be the Morgana coming in. Now Frozen Matrix, we are going to see what they are going to lock in first of all. Oh, and it is going to be the Hecarim coming in for Mr. Lich here. Oof, that's a really, really good early game as well as late game jungler Hecarim. It is going to be a really interesting fight that we're going to see. And Leona is going to be locked in for Spiritus here, going in for the early fights here, as well as Zaya. Now that is going to some really great early game CC coming in for the bot lane of Spiritus here with the Leona and the Zaya. Let's see if Frozen Matrix has something up their sleeves to counter that matchup. Ooh, the Yumi coming in. That is Yumi is a really interesting pick here, especially when there's a Leona and a Zaya, so not sure what Frozen Matrix are going to do with that pick, but they are going to lock it in, as well as a Yasuo that is going to be locked in for Frozen Matrix. They're really going all out here with their picks here, really going for the risky plays. Let's see if it can work out in the end. They are going all out, and the Rengar is going to be hovered in for Spiritus here, and it is going to be locked in. So basically all the 6 picks here from the side of Spiritus and Frozen Matrix have been really niche picks. They are all going to be really interesting to watch here, especially the Rengar, especially the Yasuo, especially the Hecarim here. We are definitely going to get a really better game 2 hopefully than game 1, which was a complete storm coming in from the side of Spiritus. We move on to phase 2 of the ban phase, and the Jax ban is going to come out from the side of Spiritus here, denying Manny from the pick. He is known to be really good at Jax, he's known to be really good at most party champions, but Jax is known to be one of the top champions aside from the Darius, who is already banned. And the Orianna ban coming in from the Frozen Matrix, once again giving respect to new clans who has been known to play Orianna quite consistently, quite well, so good ban coming in. The last ban is going to be the Sivir from the side of Spiritus. Now Frozen Matrix is going to do their last ban, and they are going to go into pick for Spiritus. And it is going to be the Renekton ban coming in, so giving respect to Tankistan, banning both his Darius and his Renekton. However, the Aatrox is open, as well as the Clid, who is being hovered right now. And the Clid is going to be locked in for Tankistan. Now, Clid is a really, really strong fighter right now, especially with his update to his Q, which gives 60% grievous wounds to the champion that's attacking. He managed to land his Q2. So he is a really good fighter in the top lane right now. Let's see what he has. Looks like it's going to be the Lissandra locked in for Spiritus Magic. So it's either going to be the Yasuo or the Lissandra, unless it is going to be a Yasuo in the bot lane. We are going to find out shortly. We have 15 seconds left for the Matrix to pick their last champion. And it is going to be the Urgot, so I am going to say it is going to be a Yasuo and a Yuumi, the double Y bot lane, going up against Leona and Xayah, while Nuketown is going to lock in, hopefully, the Nico, which is going to be a really interesting matchup going up against the Lissandra, who can still just completely counter her ult, but it is going to be the Vigar once again locked in for Nuketown. So overall, interesting picks: Yasuo, Yuumi, Hecarim, Lissandra, and Urgot. Really strong team fighting coming in from the side of Frozen Matrix here. While more on the Spiritus side, they're going to try and focus on picking out champions, picking the Leona, Xayah, Rengar, especially, as well as the Kled and the Vigar here. So really interesting picks coming up for both sides. I believe the edge should go to Frozen Matrix this time around. They do have the stronger composition if they do manage to not get picked out with the Rengar constantly, especially the Yasuo and the Lissandra. But hopefully we'll have a really good match too. And we are going to go into this. We are going to go into a short spectator delay. We'll be back in around 3 minutes, so stay tuned in and have a good day.
Hello everyone, we're live with game 2 of the games between Frozen Matrix and Spiritus. I'm Bigger B. I'm replacing Mook because Mook ditched us. And I'm obviously joined with Noman. So Noman, how do you
Yep.
feel about how about these two teams up till now?
Well, honestly, I was going to support. Uh, Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want people coming up to my house. So I was supporting both teams. Yeah, yeah. That's going to be the case here. I was supporting both teams, and obviously, the whoever's winning is doing better. So yeah,
Remain
right.
impartial.
So we're going to yeah. I will remain impartial on stream. However, the people I support, I'll message them after the game. Don't worry.
Drop into the
For now,
DMs.
but exactly. For now, Spiritus is going to land some deep wards in onto Fraser Matrix's jungle. Now, Yumi Yasuo, that is going to be an interesting lane, especially when they're going up against two of the really good early game champions such as Zaya and the Leona. We're also consistent in the late game as well. Manny seems to have DC'd, so they are going to go into a pause here.
Yep. Wouldn't be a Pakistani game
Pakistan.
without a pause.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you think about this Yasuo Yumi lane? So we see the Yumi's running Ignite Heal, the Yasuo's running Exhaust Flash with Conqueror. It's a pretty
I
strong
think
lane,
yeah
especially around the
they
level 6 mark, they can all in.
definitely they just need to survive in the early game up until 6, as you just said, because after that Yumi can just land her ult, and if she manages to land a double root onto the enemy team, he also can just easily manage to knock them off and then follow up with his own ult. So they do have a really strong team fighting comp. They just need to know how to pull this off in the end in order to beat such a strong team like Spiritus here.
Yep. And we did see the Darius ban from the side of Frozen Matrix this time. That Darius was completely destroying them in the previous game.
Certainly giving respect to one of the best top laners in Pakistan. Certainly one of the best top Darius mains in Pakistan as well. So that was a really sensible thing for Frozen Matrix to do. However, they could have obviously first picked the Darius for Manny himself, but obviously they had other things in mind, picking the Urgot, which is also a really good carry nowadays, going on alongside the likes of Jarvan, as well as Thresh or the Yumi. So I believe that was, I guess, a sensible thing to do. Now, noticing on the side of Frozen Matrix, Lich has opted to go for the Predator rather than the Conqueror build, which people usually go for. So what I'm going to assume Lich's good parting is going to be, which is usually what it is for the Predator Hecarim's, is that he might actually try and go buff here, and then he will try and complete his Raptors, and then he is going to clear his Krugs, and then he is going to then back. So after that, he will buy his boots as well as control ward, which is again what you do, and then you go up to the lane for the top side. You clear a camp there, and then you can see if you can either gank mid or top lane with the Predator boots. So let's see if Tritlets is going to follow this traditional method. Frozen Matrix should be well aware of this method that is going on because it is a generally used method in solo queue as well as in team place. Although Predator is not really seen as big of a rune as Conqueror in team pro play. So we're going to just have to see how Frozen Matrix plays out. So both teams clearing out their red buffs for now. Small engages onto the mid lane. The poke lands onto the Vigar here. All
Yep, and
teams are
looks
now
like
in the respective.
looks like both the junglers are going to be starting on the opposite sides of the map. And it looks like Hecarim is actually going for full clear here. He's doing his
He'll
Krugs.
be starting off with the Scrug, so yeah, definitely seems like the case. Well, Vanguard is going to be following an exact similar path as the Hecarim right now, going to the Raptors. They have spotted the Hecarim here due to the ward that was placed in by the Vega earlier. So they do know the position of Frozen Matrix's jungle right now.
And it looks like
And
he's
as I
going to
said, the Hecarim
recall after clearing his bot
indeed.
side.
So he is now going to purchase the boots,
Boots, yep.
as well as control ward possibly. And then he's going to try and see if, yes, exactly, there you go. Boots
Yep.
and a control ward.
You are a prophet, you predicted that exactly.
Yep. And he is going to try and go to the top side, and he's going to see if he can try and clear one camp, maybe the blue buff, and then he's going to see if he can try and get a gank onto the bot lane or the top lane. If not, then he's just going to try and get to the scuttle. So far he is following the normal path that a Predator Hacker would do. Frozen Matrix should be anticipating this and doing otherwise, following the course. Otherwise, some folk really going well on the side of Frozen Matrix here.
Yep, heavy trading in the top lane.
Lot.
Usually Kled is like a really hard lane to gank, but if he's chunked out so heavily that it becomes a much easier prospect for someone like the Hecarim to even dive him.
Indeed. The Hecarim is going to clear the scuttle from the river, gaining some power over here. Meanwhile, the Vanguard just decided to clear his blue buff, and he is going to go for the scuttle in the bot lane. Bot side, sorry. Really good poke coming in from the Yumi onto the Zaya here, keeping her low as possible so that in the end the Yasuo can manage to go in. They do have the exhaust, they do have the ignite, they do have the heal. All kind of summoner here to deal with the Zaya and Leona lane. Hopefully they won't have too much issues with the poke. Ooh, and a flash comes in. The Leona managed to land an E onto the Vigar. Vigar uses test to try and get away. The Leona is going to try and kill the the Vigar here, but the Hecarim's going to keep on chasing him. He doesn't have flash. He's going to die to the Hecarim. He's taking his damage. And the first blood actually goes to the Vanguard, who jumps onto the Lissandra here. And Lich is going to get the kill onto the Vigar. So really good trade coming in. And Lich, the Kled in the top lane managed to get the kill onto the Urgot as well. So really so many things going on. Couldn't keep up, but in the end, one kill going on for the side of Frozen Matrix, two for the side of Spiritus.
Yep, and we see again Tankistan is starting to take over the top lane. He's already got like almost an 8 CS lead, and then he pushed in this wave. Though Urgot didn't lose much because he did TP back. But we did see that solo kill running off of the early trades. And we haven't really talked about much, but Kled has gotten some really good buffs in the recent patches with his healing reduction, which does give him a lot of all-in power.
Definitely, and especially going up against Urgot, who has the Conqueror, who has the healing ability. Obviously, going to try and go for the Death Stance as well later in the game, so the previous one is going to be really handy for that scenario. Top lane looking strong, Kled with one kill, builds a Tiamat back into his lane now.
So we see an early Ocean Drake on the map. We'll see if any of these teams want to prioritize that. Early Oceans can be really strong for the laning phase. As we do see Tempest sitting in the top lane, probably looking for a counter gank, or maybe just a straight up gank.
Manny is known to be quite an aggressive player. He's going to try and he's going to get bedded in. The Rengar is going to go in. They're both going to be on Urgot right now. He's going to try and get away. He doesn't have flash. However, Rengar is going to keep pouncing on him, and he is going to pounce until the end. Kill goes on for the side of Spiritus.
And again, Spiritus looking to snowball the top side and try to carry the game that way. Same thing they did in the first game. Though in the first game, I suppose the Darius was just getting his personal advantages, just doing 1v2s and 1v3s.
There's a poke coming in for the Zaya. Obviously, they have a really good all-in, but Yasuo does have his gun wall to manage to negate most of the damage done to him by the Zaya. Continues to land the Qs onto him. The Hecarim goes on to Tankistan here. Tankistan is going to try to get away, but he's going to get slowed because he doesn't have his call away.
And he doesn't have
going to try and chase him. He's just trying to keep autoing. He's not going to get his passive back up, and they are finally going to get the kill. Lich is going to get the kill onto Tankistan. Western bow coming in. They're going to try and see if they can land a knockup onto the Leona. The Ignite is used on the Leona. The knockup is going to be used on the Zaya, but they are going to get sacked down. The jungler is coming in. The Rengar has his ultimate up right now. He's going to try and jump in. He's going to jump in onto the Yasuo, and it's going to be a kill going in for the side of Frozen Matrix here.
And Tempest pathing has been really good this game. He's been in the top lane, he's been in the bot lane, he's been everywhere on the map.
Yep, the early game Rengar is definitely stronger, and I apologize. I said Frozen Matrix for the kill, but it was actually Spiritus. Rengar is looking really, really strong right now. 3-0 already, 3 different kills right now. So,
and there is that early ocean
really
that we talked about earlier. That's going to help them a lot in the laning phase. Try and snowball it even further.
They already have managed to net a 2k lead over Frozen Matrix here. Frozen Matrix trying to see if they can still come back from this. Lich is still 2 kills ahead for most of his team. Obviously not ahead of the Rengar, however, who is at 3 kills right now.
He's gone for the early mobile boot, so he is looking to have similar amounts of map presence. We'll see what he manages to actually accomplish.
And Frozen Matrix should realize that Kled still doesn't have a splash back up. They're going to see if they can try and go in with the Hakrim. They can definitely net on the kill. They can try and kill Tankistan as much as he can, so he does not end up having that much of a communication with his team. Both of these top laners actually are known to be people who tilt quite easily. So if they can try and take advantage of that, they definitely should. And the knockup comes in, lands onto the Zaya, but they're not going to go in.
The bot laners have hit the level 6 mark now, so I guess we'll be waiting to see an all-in from the Yasuo Yuumi and see if Spiritus' bot lane can survive that all-in.
Lead is going to be interesting now on 4th, especially in the top lane as well, where Urgot and Kled both have their ultimates as well. Mid lane not so interesting, obviously. It's just one click and boom, dead. Now the chase is going to be going in for the Rengar here. The Lich manages to land his E. It's going to push the Rengar back. The Lissandra lands her ultimate, and it is going to be shut down for Lich onto the Rengar. And they are going to try to
650 gold shutdown.
Vigar here. The Vigar lands most of his abilities here. He's going to see if he can land a poke as well. He is going to do so, and it's just going to be some damage going on to the Lissandra as well. But both teams are going to back off for now. Sun comes in, misses in for the Vigar onto the Lissandra.
That was a red invade, I believe, from the side of Frozen Matrix. Or maybe they just saw Tempest on one of their wards. I'm not 100% sure how that play started.
Might have been. I think they might have just got him on actual ward, yeah. That's why he tried to just run away with it all, but in the end, of course, Lich with his mobile boots, with his Predator, with his E managed to catch up with Rengar, and even during his ult, and he managed to push him back, netting the kill. So far, both the junglers, Lich and Tempest will have been really active in their games, both people with 3 kills right now. Lich with 0 deaths, however, so he is at an advantage now. But Tempest Rule is waiting in the bot bush right now. He's going to see if he can manage to get a kill onto Frozen Matrix here.
Compositionally, this Rengar has to really snowball in order to get to the late game, because when we get to like the mid game and the late game, this Rengar is not really gonna have many targets to go on to.
Indeed.
Like we see traditionally, like AD carries are the bane, like Rengar is the bane of AD carries. He just jumps onto your AD carry and he goes pop. But in this game, we don't really have a traditional AD carry. We have a Yasuo. Yasuo has the shield from Yuumi, the healing.
Exactly, and Lich is going to use the Predator and his Ghost is going to use the ult to go in onto the enemy team here. They're going to land the ultimate onto Tempest Quill, who is going to take the fall here. The Leona misses her E. And Frankie is going to survive. He's going to crash flash away. Sampadrovich is going to go down to the Darius here. The flash comes in, and Mr. Lit is on a rampage. The Leona is going to see if he can try and chase on the Vigar. The Vigar flashes away. He managed to cleanse the ult. The Leona is going to chase her with his E. She's going to not get stunned, but the Vigar uses a stopwatch right now. He's going to still fall now. And the kill goes on to JCXT. Frozen Matrix are going to see if they can make a comeback here. There are 7 kills to 4. They might actually get this tower here.
That was so well played by Frozen Matrix. They collapsed so well. Did you see the Kled ult coming down?
Kled ult coming in. The Urgot is going to try and go in on him. He's tanking the hits right now. He might actually go down. Urgot is going to go down. There's a kill onto Tankistan here. He's going to try and run away. He does manage to do so in the end. So, good comeback kill for Tankistan. He's going to see if he can spot Lissandra. No, the Lissandra is going to get away.
He may have saved that bot tower from falling with that ultimate, or maybe they would have taken one more plate.
Definitely, Tankistan being the saving grace of Spiritus even in the time of need. He's been a really consistent carry throughout both of the games so far. Let's hope he can keep this ahead and manage to net Spiritus a win for the quarterfinals.
Farm-wise, we do see Tankistan has an almost 20 CS lead over Maddie. But otherwise, the game seems pretty even this time.
Indeed, the match lands to end this Q and is going to try and do some autos with his passive right now. He's going to the Urgot is going to land his Conqueror hits on him, healing in the process. It's a small trade, and they're all going to back off. Now the turret plating has gone down. It's been 14 minutes, so taking the towers down is going to be a lot easier from now on. Let's see what both teams have up their sleeves.
Looks like we're seeing a fight in the mid lane.
Apologies. Frozen Magic is going to get the kill onto the Vigar here, and they're going to see if they can try and get the mid turret here. They are going to land the demolished procs. They're going to try and clear the wave. The Rengar is near, however, I don't think he's going to try and save the turret anymore. And it is going to be the mid tower going down. The first tower going onto the side of Frozen Matrix here.
See the second ocean.
Spiritus are going to see if they can try and respond, and Red Team is going to take the dragon down in the end. The unit tries to steal it with the ultimate, however the damage is not enough, so they are going to waste that ultimate. Two Ocean Drakes coming in.
And we have a third one spawning as well. So we'll have to see if that can, because that can really like turn a game state around. If you have three oceans, you can just survive under towers for so long.
Indeed, and 3 oceans are really obviously going to help because, of course, Spiritus is not a late game team right now. They obviously need the Rengar is not going to survive for long in the late game. So obviously those triple breaks are really going to help turn things around, as you said. So they are going to have to try and force themselves to get that triple break. But now we are going to go into a short pause. We do not know what the pause is. However, hopefully we hope that it will be resolved soon enough.
Apparently Frankie says that it's a tactical pause. I'm not sure if they're allowed to take tactical pauses, but...
Yeah, they went to take advice from Flux, I believe. Same as I did yesterday. Mm.
It does look like we're going to be going back into the game soon as the ready checks come out in the chat.
Indeed, so the whatever issue there was seems to have been resolved. The game, however, is still paused. I don't know anything else to rhyme with, so let's just hope we go into the game. Okay, the play is going to resume in 3, 2, 1, and we're back.
So it doesn't look like anyone is prioritizing this Herald at the moment. We may
I think they're
see.
honestly just going to try and see if they can just manage to hold up the game as much as possible, not trying to go for objects immediately. They're going to see if they can try and get a fight first and then try and go for it, because obviously both teams have certain disadvantages while fighting in a pit, so they're just going to try and see if they can clear out the enemy opposition first, then go for the objectives.
Yeah.
Yumi Yasuo in lane, not having done so much. Yasuo with 4 assists, Yumi with 2 kills. Not the way you usually want someone to be, but things are still going strong. The Yasuo does have, actually, no, the Yasuo does not have that much of a CS compared to the Xayah.
It looks like he's gone for the Phantom Dancer first for the survivability as well. Instead of usually we see the static shift from Yasuo's first for the wave clear.
Definitely believe it's also because I believe that Newtown might actually be trying to gank bot as well. They might have anticipated this. So the Hexbringer proc coming in from the Phantom Dancer might actually help them in surviving furthermore. They are just going to mainly be focusing on building defensively as well. Yumi obviously going for the Ardent Sensor, Dark Seal to increase our ability power. Maybe try to go for the Magi's since she is not going to die that much. So she is going to have a lot of AP and a lot of healing coming in for the late game. Spiritus, however, need to try and finish the game as early as they can. Otherwise, obviously, Frozen Matrix does seem to have the advantage overall. They are going to try and keep snowballing off this lead that they already have, and eventually they'll just snowball to the entire game and then go into the tiebreaker.
Yep, it does look like from the current state of the game we will have a game 3. But obviously there's still a
Unfortunately.
lot of League of Legends to be played still in this game. And anything can happen.
Anything can turn around. Tangistan might be one of their last hopes here. He could pull something out really good, as well as the Rengar. However, the Rengar is starting to fall off, so they need to get the kills onto the Veigar, onto the Xayah, onto the Kled in order to manage to gain the advantage that they need.
And looks like that was a Rengar ult that was just used just to try and get some vision around that offside jungle. It doesn't look like he managed to catch anyone.
And we are going to go into another pause here. Now the blue team, Frozen Matrix, is currently in the red team's blue side jungle right now. There might actually be a fight going to happen soon enough. Nuketown and Rengar are both heading in to fight the Hecarim and the Lissandra, who are already present at the blue buff. Their game is going to get restarted. Yasuo and Yumi are going to head back up. They are going to back up for now. They're not going to take the blue buff back. Meanwhile, top lane, not so much going on anymore compared to the early laning phase. Now it's just mostly people who are farming. Tankistan goes for a bit of poke, doesn't land it, managed to go back. Urgot is going to continue the chase, managed to land a few extra hits with the Kled onto the Kled.
Looks like Lissandra is coming around. We might see a dive onto the bot lane here. Lissandra and Hecarim are both here.
Indeed, Yasuo trying to clear the wave as much as he can. They seem to have realized there's a flash coming in from the Leona, misses. But the ult lands onto the Xayah here. The Xayah manages to flash away, so he's going to see if he can try and get away. The Laser is going to be following it, and Frankenstein is actually going to get the kill. Kled is going to ult in here. He's going to try and see if he can get the kill on GVXT. Urgot misses his ult onto the Kled here. They are going to back off. And just one kill going into the side of Frozen Matrix. Yumi is just getting...
Well played from both sides, but again, as you said, the kill goes to Yumi, so it's not ideal for Team Frozen Matrix. As it does look like we may get the contest over this dragon here. It is the third Ocean Drake if Spiritus manages to take it.
Indeed, they're all trying to go in here. Leona does not have ult just yet. The blue team has going to play the Rengar right now. Rengar is going to go in. He's going to annihilate the Hecarim here. And the double kill onto the Rengar. I think that's a triple kill for the Rengar. Lissandra is alone out there. She doesn't have anything left. She's going to get stunned in. And it's a kill going onto the Xayah this time. So Spiritus are really making a really good comeback here.
Report Xayah, she stole the Quadra there.
Stole the Quadra, but she might have stole the game away from Frozen Matrix. I believe that's a really good trade-off. Can't really blame her on that one.
They're actually going to go for the Baron right now. For the Baron here. Don't know, this might be a bit too risky, but they are burning it down quite fast.
Frozen Matrix does know that they are on the Baron. Urgot is going to try and see if he can go back in, but he's not going to make it in time. They are going to get the Baron here. Sampadrovic is really low, but he's not going to get ulted in by the
Are they going to be able to make it out of
here?
here?
He lands the ult onto the Leona. He's going to try and see. He's going to land the Terpa on it. He's going to kill the Xayah as well, and Lich gets a kill on the Xayah as well as a shutdown on the Rengar. So that was a really good ult by the Urgot here. Threading the needle, landing the ult onto the Leona, ulting her, and then managed to go in, fearing both the Rengar as well as the Xayah. Then Mr. Lich getting the kill onto the Xayah as well as who's the other one? Urgot getting the kill onto the Rengar. So again, back and forth going on for both teams. This is a really interesting match. As I said, I hoped Game 2 would be a lot better than the Storm Game 1 was by Spiritus, and of course I'm getting my dream come true. Both teams are trying their best to come back. Both teams are contesting each other as much as they can. It was a really boring late game, but now as we are heading into the late game, it's going to look like it's going to be a really interesting team fight, one after another.
I'm sorry, I had to be at AFK for a couple of seconds.
No worries.
Yep, as we saw a little while ago, they did manage to take the Baron, but they didn't manage to get out. And we do have 2 Barons alive, I believe, on the side of Spiritus.
Yes, I believe it is Vigar as well as the Kled who still have the Baron buff left.
That Kled Baron might actually be really important here, because that means that they can sort of set up a 1-4 sort of formation with the Vigar and the Kled. To get the Baron buff in 2 lanes. And does look like well, it doesn't look like they're just grouping all 5 mid, trying to get a pick here.
Matrix lands the E onto the Urgot here. They're going to try and see if they can land it as they can. Leona is going to go down. Just like that is going to go down as well. Strider is going to take the advantage here. Frankenstein is all alone here on the Yumi. He tries to go in on the Lissandra, but he managed to get stuck on the Vigar E here. Lissandra is going to try and flash away. Clyde is going to chase her down. He's going to be a kill here. Tankasan flashes in, but Desire still managed to get the kill in the end. Spiritus is back in the lead. Just such an interesting game here. Probably one of the best games so far being played in the Pakistan LCS here. So many things going on that I can't really even concentrate on what's the important thing is in the game right now. However, what we do know is that they have netted down 2 mid lane turrets right now, and they're going to see if they can try and land a kill on bot lane as well. So yes, they do manage to get the bot lane turret as well. They're going to try and push in the wave and then probably back and reset the waves.
That is such a huge gold swing there. They get a lot of the gold that was standing on the map in the form of those turrets, as well as that ace. They get 5 kills. That was such a huge turnaround from Team Spiritus there.
Definitely, and the teleport and the flash wasted in for Lissandra here. Really an important engage tool that is now unavailable for Frozen Matrix here. Spiritus is looking really strong. The Rengar is still managing to get a lot of kills. He has built the Executioner to void the damage, the healing coming on from the Urgot, the Yasuo, the Yuumi. Basically, every single member of the team who has the healing ability. So the Executioner is a really good item coming in from the Rengar here. Yuumi is going to stay constantly attached to the Yasuo, as he is the only member who can actually get one shot by the team, so Yuumi is there to save him in case that ever tries to be the case.
It does look like this Mountain Drake is live, and it looks like the teams might be setting her up around it.
Indeed, Lissandra is walking down. She does not have the TP, so she might not actually make it in time, but if they are delaying it, she might actually be able to. The Yasuo is waiting patiently in the bush right now. The Rengar goes in onto Lich here, and he's going to see if he can try to get the kill. He managed to QSS, actually presses the W to get out the Urgot ult. That was a really good play coming in from the Rengar here, and they are going to get a kill on the Judgment Cut as well as the Urgot here. So, wow, that was
so amazing by the Rengar. That was so flashy. That was his styling on them.
Yeah, I was just at a complete loss of words there. I thought he was just going to go down, and then he uses the empowered W to get rid of the CC by the Urgot. So that was such a good play, and then he managed to flash away, and then they all managed to get the kill. Vigar lands the E, and they are going to actually try and get, and the game head, the Lissandra is going to get ulted on, and she's going to die here. The Nuketown is going to flash away. Mr. Lace is going to go down, and Frankie is going to go down. The Luna Mr. Q, but the Ted lands a double kill, and this might actually be game. Spiritus might actually be going down to the semi-finals.
It does look like they're going to back off from here and go for the bottom tower. They have a lot of towers standing because Spiritus was like behind in this game for a major portion of the game. So they have a lot of just standing gold in the form of these towers.
What is coming in? He is going to be slowed by the glacial augment. However, they're not really chasing him down just yet. Yasuo and Urgot only members alive. Spiritus is going to back off for now. Baron is going to come up soon, so I believe we are going to have one last team fight before we finally decide who's going to be the actual winner of this game.
Yep, and judging by the way that everything has been going up till now, it does look like Spiritus is going to be the victor, but we'll hold judgment until the Nexus actually falls. Does look like the teams are both heading towards this Baron, going to be setting up vision around it.
Definitely, and Frozen Matrix still underestimating the Rengar's ability to kill. Of course, this is just the mid game. We haven't actually reached a full late game just yet. The Rengar is still extremely relevant right now. Mr. Lich obviously not estimating his damage, not trying to ult away as soon as he got ulted on by the Rengar himself, therefore getting really low and end up dying at the end. Urgot as well trying to maintain some kind of, I don't know what he was trying to do. He didn't match land the E as well, and Hecarim is going to try and use the Predator and the E onto the on noob turn here. Yuumi is going to use her ult, but it's not going to do anything for her in the end. The Urgot is trying to fight the Pred here. The Pred is going to get chased down, but he might actually just get away here. He does get away. The Rengar has his ult up right now. Let's see if he can try and go for someone here. He's going to try and jump in onto the Urgot here. And they are going to get away in the end. This might actually be Baron here for Spiritus. They are going to see if they can start it. They are definitely going to start it here.
They do have a Mountain Drake, so they are going to burn through it really fast.
Exactly, Frozen Matrix are on their way here. Bot lane is pushing in, and this is going to be a fight here. A really good ult landed by JZXT onto the members of the team, and Tankistan is unstoppable right now. Tankistan is trying to chase on Judgmaker. Judgmaker lands his ultimate. He's trying to see what he can do, but every single member of
That
Frozen
was a
Matrix is going to get
clean
killed.
ace by Frozen Matrix and the Baron. This is going to be the
Spiritus
game.
is going to the semi-finals. Spiritus is going to come in with the upset win. They lost us and they couldn't play without him, but of course they proved me wrong at the end. Tankistan obviously coming in as the carry of the team, 6-1 and 15. And Spiritus is just going to dominate over Frozen Matrix here, taking down one of the best teams in Pakistan with style.
Hype game, hype game. Really hype game.
Such
I
a
don't
game. I
think we've.
couldn't even keep up with what was going on. I was trying to speak as fast as I could, but obviously there was just too much of an interesting fight going on. My mind was just too hyped up right now to even say anything. But oof, Spirit is showing that they're just way too good a team. Honestly, did not expect that, but it's good that my mind was blown here. So much damage coming in from every single member of the side of Spiritus here. The Rengar, the Kled, the Vigar, all doing similar amounts of damage here. Desire falling just short behind, but she still managed to end up doing a lot of damage to them. Hecarim, however, on the other side did a lot of damage with the Lissandra and the Urgot coming up shortly after. Yumi, obviously, a support can't do much damage, even though she was getting a lot of kills. Obviously, that was what the major problem for the Matrix was. The kill was mostly onto the side of Yumi. Obviously, she couldn't keep up that much, obviously, with the Yasuo. As
Yep,
for the Yasuo, obviously, he wasn't really that good at all. He was not visible at all in any of the team fights. He was just really a bot lane was just a really weak factor in that whole game. So in the end, Spiritus obviously netted the win 2-0 over one of the best teams in Pakistan in Frozen Matrix. They are going to go and face up against the likes of Metrosexual Squad and Exile Esports. And after that, it's either going to be Portal Esports or Lanka Lions, which is a match going to be featured after this game shortly. For
yep.
now, this
That
is
is going to
me,
be at 9
Man
p.m.
Kanoa. Yep, and Bigger B for Amaziz Beg. We're going to be signing off. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Talk to you later. Bye.